Good day. This is Bob speaking to you from my farmette in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. I'm back for another video on my Bluenose build. This is a part 8. I know these are getting a bit long and probably tedious, but I'm going as quickly as I can. I thought today that I would show you how I hook the planking on. I got into trouble. I'll show you how I got in trouble and then how I'm trying to get out of it. So here's here's my model so far. I don't know if I want to set it on the table or not. I didn't bring my clamps in to hold it up. Did you notice I had to do a little bit of painting because I was hiding parts that and I couldn't get at them. So I've been doing some. There are still many parts to do. It's underneath it here that I'm having real problems with the painting. You know, had I thought ahead, I had to paint that before I put those railings on. But there's no way that I'm taking those railings off. If I don't get the painting done, then so be it. I started putting some structure on the front here. I got bored, putting planks on. It was really, tedious work. So I started to build different pieces of equipment that's contained on that Bluenose. You notice I have the bowsprit on there. It goes right straight through the deck. It's on top of the deck, and it comes back to this point here, and all of this wood here is the structure needed to hold that bowsprit in place. I forget what the names of them are, but it's not that important to you. I started to build what they call the windlass. This is just a winch that is used to hoist the chain and anchor. I don't have the holes in there for the anchor chain to go through yet, but I'll be doing that quite soon. Back here is just a little winch that's used to transfer power. My problem was I had to stop doing this stuff because the next things that I need are support structures for the foremast that goes up here. And those support structures are called chain plates. They're strips of metal that go on the outside of the hull up through this wide part there. I hope you can see that. The wide part of the rail, and then there's ropes attached to those chain plates. Altogether, for both the masts, there are 16 of those. So I had to stop and making this stuff. I was hoping to go right from the bow to the stern and have it all done for you guys, but no way. I had to stop making this stuff because I'm running out of room and I have to put those chain plates in, so I had to plank the deck, or the hull. You can see which side have I got here. I've been fighting with the characteristics of the cedar all along. Cedar is very brittle. I didn't know that. I thought it was really bendy stuff and it would be very, very stable, but it isn't. You can see here, maybe, I don't know how good my camera is, but there are little voids in the wood. Those voids have chipped out after the plank was put in, and I'm just going to have to use a whole lot of plastic wood in there. I don't really mind doing that, but it would have been nice had the wood stayed together. So what I thought I'd do is, since I've got quite a bit done here, and it's not doing too badly. I don't know if I did that could you see the shape of the hull? I like to look at it like that. Or if I did it this way, could you see the shape of that hull? I love the roundness that's beginning to form there. I forget what that's called, but the part that is the most round has a special name. And boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to work with that. You know, all these different curls that are in the boat. It's hard to work with it because I brought a strip in here, one of my planks. Just a second. I think it's out of my reach. No, maybe, yeah, I got it. Okay, here's one of my planks. What you have to realize is that you have a plank lying flat here, you know, flat on here, but in the stern under the transom, back here, you have a plank lying flat this way. So what you have to do, what you have to do is take this plank, which is 3/16 by a 16, and you have to do one of these things with it and force it to lay flat in two dimensions at the same time. And I'll tell you, one of the characteristics of cedar is it's got some nasty spring back. It doesn't want to do that. It wants to stay like this, but you have to get it to bend. I thought about steaming it, but I'd be, until this time next year, getting this project done, and I don't want to be all summer doing it. Once I get the hull done, things are going to go a whole lot quicker, I hope. So I thought what I'd do is I'd show you how I put these things on. It's kind of nifty. You have to kind of dream this stuff up as you go along. At least I think you do. So I'm going to just set this thing upside down. And I always start back here at the transom. And I probably should have started on the other side, but that's okay. I hope that's in the shot. I can't see with my old camera. And I keep a base L bucket here, and that base L bucket is full of all the tools that I need to do this job. So I'm going to set that over there so it's not in the way. Well, one of the first tools I need in order to put those planks on is an elastic band. An elastic band all around the transom acts like another set of hands. And boy, I'll tell you, don't forget about that if you're planning on building one of these things, because like I say, there's a lot of spring back in that cedar. Okay, I'm going to try to work on this side so you guys can, I hope, see it a bit better. Alright, now I haven't cut this in any way, shape, or form. It's a whole lot longer than what I need. So what I'm going to do is slide this under, just like that. Now I know that's not cut just right, but I don't want all that stuff flopping around at the other end. So I just kind of dry fit that, like that, and then, well, I'll tell you, you don't want to use a saw. If you've got a pair of these, and they're good and sharp, they do a great job. So I'm just going to take that and snip that off. Watch. Just like that. I don't want to make a mess in here, I'll get shot. Alright, so there we go. That's easier to work with now. Now, one of the main tools that I have, I'm not going to glue this. If I glue this, I'll make a mess. But I just want you guys to see how I do it. But you see, I haven't got enough clamping pressure there yet. So that wants to bounce up. So I've got bigger clamps. I didn't bring them in, but I don't want to put them on right now. But I've got these things. Look, paper clips. Got them at the, where did I get them? I got them at the print shop. I would suggest you get high quality ones. There's a big difference between the ones you get at the dollar store and the ones you get at a print shop. This got a lot more holding pressure. So, all you do, now I'm doing this upside down, you clamp that over both of the planks that you got, the one that you've already glued in and the one that you're gluing in. And that will sort of hold that in place. Now I see that I'm going to have to try to get one in there, but I'm getting awful close to the point where I can't do that, because you see the spline of the boat is getting in the way. Yeah, but that worked okay. That's pretty good. And you just simply go along. You go along, go along, go along, putting those in place. Now when you do it with the glue, it's a whole lot messier. You know, you got stuff all over the place. But you just gotta go one section at a time. Dig those out. Should have it done in advance. Keep going all the way up the line until you get to the end. I'm just going to try to hurry with this. I might edit some of this out. I'm kind of rambling here, right? But just filling in time. There we go. It's coming. My God, I didn't leave any more than enough wood on there. Now when you get to the end, you're not going to be able to use one of those clamps, right? But you've exerted so much pressure all along the way, that plank actually sits quite tight to the spline of the boat. So now here where it's stuck up, I need more pressure. So what I've got is some quite heavy, squeeze clamps, and I can just squeeze it on like that, and maybe one on here. I don't even see that. Maybe one here, one back here, and I leave them in for an hour, and then I can take all these things off, and it stays there. One of the problems that I've been noticing, though, is that the planks are moving away from the bulkheads. They don't want to round over. So I've had to take either masking tape or string and tie it around and suck those planks right down hard against the bulkheads, because they don't really want to cooperate very well. Even up here at the bow, it's the same thing. But that's where I am with my Bluenose. When I come back for number 9, I'm going to have this almost all done. I still have to have access to the inside here, because when you put those chain plates on, they're pieces of metal, and they are taking some weight. The weight of the sails, the weight of the mast, the weight of the rigging. So you can't just glue those chain plates on. They have to be nailed on, believe it or not, through that really thin wood. So what I have to do, I've got these blocks, little tiny blocks, and that's hot glue on there, threads, good bit of there. And what I have to do is take these blocks and fit them under here and glue them so that I have something to tap a nail into. I can't just tap a nail into that. And I'm going to have to, that's too big, right? I'm going to have to cut that in half and then make it convex to fit the shape of the hull. But I still have to put maybe 3 or 4 more planks on there in order to to get that done. So, you know, I can't come all the way up with those boards, and I may not have that done when I come back the next time. Anyway, that's it for today. Thought you might enjoy that. If you didn't, sorry.